In this episode, you'll learn how to take off and put back on a PTO shield cover like a champ.
Hey guys, welcome back to the O&D Life. As you can see, it's raining out there, so I'm relegated to the garage. Where we left off, I needed to still put the exit chute on the chipper, and this week I kind of went ahead and figured out how it's going to go together and realized that it'll be much easier if I use a pair of clamps to help hold it in place, because when we do it, it'll you'll see why you got to have 3-4 hands basically. And you know, since I'm usually working by myself, I struggled at first, so I'm glad I did the test run before I actually put it together, because I have to put grease on it first. But I saved it until this weekend. So as you can see, it's cold and rainy, so I've got to get this project done, and then my wife wants me to build something for the chickens, a little more insulated cover. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So anyways, here we go. Okay, I think I've got everything in place. My lighting all set up. I just wanted to let you see I'm using my little Kubota magnetic tray. That's coming in pretty handy with all those nuts and bolts. You can pick those up at a Harbor Freight or something. Okay, here we have, I've sped it up. It'll still be a little lengthy, but I'll kind of explain it. We have the bottom piece, which has a smaller diameter than that top exit chute. And the way that it works is that it rotates on top of that bottom piece. You'll see where we have to add some grease. So the grease goes on, then we put that top piece, and then there's a spacer that goes on underneath the top piece, and basically it fills in the gap from the bottom piece to the outside diameter of the top piece. And then we put a metal piece, 2 metal pieces on the very bottom, put the latch on, and then bolt it all together. And that latch has a pin that goes through and will sit in those notches that are cut out on that bottom piece. So it allows you to lift the pin, rotate the chute into the direction that you want it, and then drop the pin back down and it locks it in. So kind of a neat little feature. Just need to have multiple hands to be able to do it. While this is playing out, let me just tell you a quick little story. While I was doing this, that was kind of interesting. I needed a 10mm wrench and a 10mm socket for the nut and bolts to put it together. Now, I don't have a set of metric wrenches, so, you know, I needed some. And unfortunately, back on July 20th, my stepfather, Paul, he lost his battle with cancer. So, needless to say, I was up visiting with my mom, you know, for the service, and she had mentioned to me, you know, Paul has all these tools in the garage. You know, go take a look, see if you need any. You know, definitely she wouldn't know how to use them. So I went out, and a lot of the tools I had already, and I figured, you know, some other family members might be able to use them, and I don't need duplicates. But sure enough, there were some metric wrenches, just various wrenches. I ended up taking the toolbox that had the wrenches. There's some sockets, a few other, you know, screwdrivers, typical toolbox, and took that home. So I had that. So when it came time to fasten all this together, I went over to his toolbox and pulled out the drawer, and sure enough, you know, it's all scattered with wrenches, you know, some duplicates. So I thought, well, I'll just have to go through and find the 10 millimeter. But wouldn't you know it, the very first wrench that I grabbed was a 10 millimeter. It was almost as if he had handed it to me. At least that's what I thought. And it was kind of reassuring because that was the first time I've used a tool out of that toolbox. So that was kind of cool. Just thought I'd share it. He actually married my mom when I had graduated high school and was about to move out. My younger sister was going to move out and go live with my dad. And so it was kind of good timing that he was in the picture, and we went out to dinner, and I remember him asking me if he could marry my mom. So kind of tells you what kind of guy he was. And I think my response was, well, if he promised to take care of her. And without a doubt, he did. He was the model of a good husband. And then that country song, you know, that says, I hope to be half the man he didn't have to be. That was Paul. He took care of my sisters. Both my sisters had babies. And he was, you know, very, very supportive of all of us. So, you know, he'll be missed. He'll definitely be missed. Okay. So the feeder hopper, I can just pick up, latch up right there. Drops back down. Get some video down there. See the bolts that are sticking out there, welded to the feed hopper. They go right down into those slots, and then I have nuts that I can cinch it on down. Ooh, almost dropped it down on myself. That would have made a good blooper. Let's see here. So next thing that we'll be doing is hooking it up to the tractor and hooking up the driveline. Before we do that, let's take a look. There's a grease zerk right there, and then there's a grease zerk on the other side here. So let's grease that up first. Gotta love the lock and lube. It made greasing the tractor and my mower 100 times easier. Highly recommend it. Alright, we're going to work on the PTO drive shaft. I already took off the shield on one side. Kind of see how that goes together. These gave me the hardest time for the longest time. Yeah, that slips down. There's some good videos out there. I have one about specifically taking the shield off and being able to see how it how it works basically. So let's take the other one off. Gotta get that tab, push it down like so. You'll feel it kind of release, and then I like to just push that collar that way a little so it doesn't pop back up. Sometimes that does happen. Dogs are playing, knocking over food dishes. There we go. That comes off. That collar sits in there and spins. So, just like that. Now we're ready to cut it. Okay, this is where I get greasy, but I thought I'd go ahead and try and include some of this video. I got my PTO drive shafts cut, took off 5 inches off of each. I used the YouTube video from Everything Attachments, Ted over there. You can just type in the search Everything Attachments PTO cut off video, and he tells you how to measure and make some measurements and then cut off the shield and the shaft. But now I'm going to put it all back together. I'm going to go ahead and grease the parts where the shield rotate, so that way it helps extend their life a little bit. So that's what we'll try and get next. Okay, you will see me getting the grease on the groove where the white plastic piece spins, and then I'm going to start to put it all back together. I ended up fiddling with this for a while and then had to just turn off the camera and get it off camera and play with it for a while. But we are going to go back live for the other side, and you will see the easy way to put it back together. Okay, let's do this side. I just did the other and fiddled with it, turned off the camera so you wouldn't hear me cussing. Get some dabs in here. Probably more than what I need. I might go one more. Grease is good, right? And what I did is I end up standing it like so. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm getting that into the groove. Okay. Got to squeeze it together, and then with it standing up like this, it's a little easier to guide down. Okay, got everything in place. Want to line up my, that's where my tab is, and I got my thumb on my tab, so I'm going to just bring it right on down. That's how they snap in. That was a good sound. Click, click, click. Okay, let's connect that drive shaft and connect it to the tractor. So first I put it onto the chipper, put that drive shaft on the chipper, and then I'm going to roll the chipper up to the tractor, connect it to the tractor, and then actually just from there I'm going to lift the quick hitch up and lock it in place. So that furniture dolly sure comes in handy. Recommend that you get one. You never know when you're going to use them, and can really save your back. Okay, we got the legs on. I didn't video that. That was, 4 bolts on each side. The holes were already drilled into the unit, so that was good. They did send some instructions about how to drill the holes and sent a template, but like I said, the holes were already drilled. All right. Tried to position the legs so that the PTO shaft is pretty straight. Looks like it's down just a little. If I drop the legs down a little more, it'll probably put it to just about the same distance, but high. All right, let's go test it out. Okay, we're ready to test it out. This is the first maiden voyage. So, had to set the tractor up so that I could have the PTO on without being in the seat. As you guys know, that'll kill the engine normally. So there is a procedure or way to put the tractor so that you can be off of it and run the PTO. So there I went ahead and engaged the PTO at idle, and then I turned up the RPMs to get that flywheel moving. And here you're just going to see me starting to throw some branches in. Started out with some small ones, really tiny ones. I was curious to see if it would take care of those little ones. I've heard that it didn't. It didn't have a problem with those ones. Then I progressively get a little bit thicker. From what I understand, I can adjust the stationary blade and adjust the space between the rotor blades and that stationary blades as the rotor spins. And so I imagine there's going to be some adjustments that I need to make for green material. I was reading some information where that was a challenge, that some of the green material they didn't do as well. So I'm going to be playing with it. I'm going to be doing a review and a walk around showing some of the features, how it goes together. I know a lot of you guys are like me, want to try and see as much as you can about a machine or product, and with so much of it being online now, it's hard to get that info. So here's a picture, a shot, some video of the actual wood chips that came out. So I'm pretty pleased. All right, be on the lookout for that other video. Another little bit of a walk around. But you guys keep getting orange and dirty and living that O&D life. Stay safe out there. Gotta remember to get my nut and bolt tray, magnetic tray off of there. Alright guys, stay safe out there. It's cold today. I'm getting numb. Thanks for watching. I truly feel blessed to be able to do this and contribute back to the YouTube community that I have learned so much from, such as how to do tractor and auto maintenance and repair, plumbing repairs in my house, electrical, which I'm certain has saved me thousands of dollars over the years. Not to mention the tons of entertainment watching tractor-related videos in anticipation of my tractor, then how to use it, or the attachments, or what my next attachment mod I absolutely needed. I'm sure I'm the only one, right? To help support the channel, please hit the like button and comment below. This helps the video get suggested to other viewers. Plus, I really enjoy the interaction from y'all. If you want to see other videos of my tractor adventures, subscribe to my channel at O&D Life and hit the bell symbol to be notified when new videos are posted. When you go to my channel, you will find videos discussing attachments, some safety lessons learned from a rollover I had and a time that the tractor was running away from me downhill. And then there's videos of just getting orange and dirty. If you are on Facebook, you can find me at O&D Life. Like and follow the page for sneak peeks of current weekend projects and likely upcoming videos. Look in the description below for my email and link to the O&D Life Amazon store, where you can find some products that I use in the videos or just use or that I want and I plan to order at some point from the store. Lastly, check out some of the videos in the description. I have some links. They're videos of products that can help keep you orange and dirty, living the O&D life. O&D out.